KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, senators starting the week off with special session to find a solution to the government's financial crisis. Plus, GovGuam's largest agency announcing more drastic measures to cut back on spending. And how much leave have island leaders taken in the past year? Chris Barnett reports.
Good evening.
Senators may be moving closer to a vote on a possible 2% general sales tax, but the latest debate centers on how the government can reorganize itself to save money and also how to cut costs. Lawmakers spoke about not raising prices on consumers without also reducing government expenditures. One such proposal is the governor's fiscal realignment plan to slash out $47 million in operational expenses, including $24 million from the Education Department alone. A motion was made to adopt the plan, but Vice Speaker Therese Tarlahi urged caution.
Everybody's being put in fear of furloughs while we are looking, and I think still it's the public sentiment, and it's definitely my sentiment, that there are places in the government that we can cut, and I think we can even cut enough without furloughing, and we can meet this $47 million, but just to adopt their entire fiscal realignment plan, I think gives the public no assurance, and especially, agencies like DOE gives them no assurance as to how we are going to proceed after today.
Meanwhile, the administration announces more cost-cutting moves. Effective this weekend, the Hagåtña and Dededo pools will be closed, as well as the Paseo Stadium, Guerrero Field, Tees and Ball Fields, and the Dededo Sports Complex. Adelup adding that it may also terminate the leases for the museum, the Chamorro Affairs Department, and the Arts and Humanities Council.
The legislature's talks about cuts to the largest government agency are one thing, but GDOE isn't waiting to implement drastic measures to save money.
From work sessions to community input meetings, now DOE administrators say the next phase of cuts will directly hit the schools, impacting students and teachers. Carmen Talahi has the story.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The Department of Education's priority is its students.
I do not want our students to be used as political pawns in this game that may be politically motivated outside. One gentleman likes to use the analogy that it's like giving money to a drug addict. Well, we're in the business of educating our kids. We're not drug addicts and we're not drug pushers. So I want to make it very clear that the message that we're sending out today is, Senators, please help the Department of Education meet its mission.
Citing inaction from the legislature to secure funds, DOE administration says they've stepped up to make up the $19 million, implementing phase 1 of cuts with projected savings adding up to $12 million. However, that's just not enough. Phase 2 and phase 3 would mean deeper cuts that directly affect the schools. Phase 2 impacting personnel by limiting the use of on-call substitute teachers for the rest of the school year. In addition, the hiring freeze originally placed on the central office will be extended to all school-based vacancies, such as teachers. Plus, it's in phase 3 that DOE will implement Governor Calvo's 32-hour work week, resulting in furloughs. DOE Superintendent John Fernandez reassures employees in a memo furloughs won't happen until after the school year ends, sometime in June. But these cuts have to come sooner rather than later.
If we want to minimize as much as possible this pain, we're going to have to start earlier. But I don't think there's any way we're going to avoid a negative impact on our schools and classrooms.
The negative impact includes shutting down department facilities on evenings, weekends, cutting after-school programs, fourth and first quarter sports practices, and possibly doing away with summer school, even going as far as delaying the start of the school year from August to October 1st, which will burden parents and the department to meet the 180-day required instructional days. The Guam Education Board is scheduled to meet Tuesday night at JFK High School to vote and finalize the proposed options. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Turlahi.
GovGuam retirees under health insurance company NetCare may not be covered next week. NetCare notified the Department of Administration that it will suspend service to its retiree members on March 21st due to a lack of premium payments. In a letter to its members, NetCare says it notified DOA last Thursday, but will continue to work with them to resolve the issue. Due to the government's current fiscal crisis, DOA Director Edward Byrne could not say when payment will be made. The governor's office announced last week that it was barely able to meet payroll. Neither of the other two government health insurance providers, Select Care and Take Care, have announced any service suspensions.
Well, 415 days and counting. That's how much off-island time senators have taken in the last 14 months they've been in office.
At least 60 grand spent on travel. The numbers being held under the microscope as the government looks for ways to cut back on spending. Chris Barnett reports.
Senators AWOL, absent without leave, and there's no way to hold them accountable to the public for the amount of days they miss. Senators used to accrue leave and cash it out in lump sums, even though they took days off and trips all the time, never signing for leave. But public backlash led to a public law banning senators from having leave at all. According to documents obtained from Speaker B.J. Cruz's office, senators have been off island a combined 415 days, and their term isn't even over yet. And that's not even the worst of it. There's no way to tell how often or for how long they've taken personal trips. According to legislative rules, only the Speaker, Legislative Secretary, and the Majority Leader must notify the Speaker's office of all travel, personal or official. So while other senators must inform the body of official travel, the rules are wide open for personal travel for all the other senators. And your top AWOL senators, Guam, Senator Talina Nelson tops the list with 88 days off island. In her defense, Nelson, a captain in the Guam Army National Guard, with her chief of staff saying because of the classified nature of the senator's work with the Guard, she's not able to disclose details about her travel. Speaker B.J. Cruz, noticeably AWOL during the current budget crisis special sessions, has been off island a total of 65 days, and only one of his 7 trips was for official business. The rest of the Speaker's trips, quote, personal and medical, according to one of his staffers. Speaker Cruz not seeking re-election. Neither is Majority Leader Tom Atta, who has been off island for 63 days. Senator Atta telling KUAM News all of his trips were personal, meaning Speaker Cruz and Senator Atta have gotten more than 2 months of vacation time each on their farewell tours. At least one senator has admitted to taking personal trips without notifying the legislative body, Senator Michael San Nicolas. Other than a trip to Washington, D.C. with a head staffer that cost the people of Guam almost $9,000, San Nicolas has taken 3 personal trips, 2 for, quote, medical reasons. A source at the legislature saying it's common for senators not in leadership positions to take frequent personal trips. Most of the senators' excessive travel, personal in nature, meaning official travel costs, are lower than in previous legislatures, but taxpayer money is still being spent at a rate that would make an average citizen blush. Take, for example, a junket to the state legislators' conference in Boston. Senator Nelson and Senator Regine Biscoe-Lee, along with 2 of Vice Speaker Therese Terlahi's staffers, racking up nearly $20,000 on the 5-day conference. Will senators police themselves and institute a form of checks and balances to let the public know they're willing to be held accountable for personal leave and absences? Don't hold your breath. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
We now have an update on the man found dead in a parked car over the weekend. 38-year-old Odysseus Lodge died from asphyxia due to suffocation. According to Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Spinola, who performed the autopsy today, the man had been in the car for over a week, his body severely decomposed and covered in maggots. Police report the corpse was discovered by the car's owner, who had parked the Hyundai Santa Fe in the Tumuning area in hopes of selling it. The manner of death ruled an accident.
An early morning holdup for some students heading to school today. This image shows the aftermath. A school bus was involved in an accident with another car. It happened just around 6 a.m. near the Island Fresh store in Chalampago. Officials say 8 students from GW High School were on board. One driver and a student had minor injuries, but the student was checked out on scene and said to be doing okay. No other injuries were reported. Guam police are investigating.
Well, Chris, that apparently wasn't the only crash involving a school bus today. DPW Bus Operations Superintendent Frank Taitsano saying another crash happened in Jigo. This has DOE spokesperson Isa Baza encouraging drivers to be cautious on the road.
There have been a lot of auto accidents involving buses over the past few months, and so we would just encourage the community to drive safely in the morning and afternoon hours when students are being dropped off or picked up from the bus stops or driven to and from school.
DOE officials have yet to release details of that crash.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
More ways to experience KUAM news than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Here in Guam, I see a lot of people do things with their families, with their friends, and I think Blue Moon also has that really nice social appeal to it. It's not a beer that you savor by yourself in your basement. It's one that you take out and you share, and you have it with food, you have it with family and friends. And to me, I think that's perfect for Guam because, again, you see those two natural pairings just come together. Yeah, to me, it makes perfect sense to put them right together.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Ariola at 472-6114.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Welcome back. A new Democratic gubernatorial team joins the race on Saturday. Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. announced his running mate, school teacher and retired Air Force Colonel David Cruz Jr. of PD. RC 2018 is also going by the name the Real Change Team. Rodriguez says he chose Cruz because of his education background, which would balance his focus on health.
Today is just the start of our journey to ensure that we keep our island that special place that it is. Do you agree with me? Ladies and gentlemen, it took me a while. People say we're too late in the game. It's already March. The primary is in August. They say it's too late. It's never too late when the man above is the one guiding us.
I think with Dennis's track record in the legislature, my skill set as a teacher, disaster preparedness officer, just retired, leadership commander and years of service in the Guard, that is a formula for success right there, folks. We're going to bring that leadership and do some real change. We're going to take it all the way to attitude.
The duo will face off with 3 other teams in the primary election in August. Those teams are Lou Leon Guerrero and Josh Tenorio, Frank Gunga Jr. and Alicia Limtiaco, and Carl Gutierrez and Fred Berdalio. Meanwhile, only Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio and Tony Addett are on the Republican gubernatorial ticket.
3 more Department of Corrections prisoners get a one-way ticket home. Brady Doyce, Maxio Annie, and Iprok Chitario have been placed on federal detainer for deportation. This brings a total of 42 deportations during the Calvo administration. Not only is this initiative intended to keep Guam residents safe, Adelup reports significant savings for local taxpayers who spend $119 per day or $43 grand a year to house a single individual and provide their basic needs at the local prison.
He is accused of inappropriately touching 6 women swimming in PD. Myung Siop Lee is charged with 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct. Court documents state the victims reported the alleged incident happened while they were swimming near the Fisheye Park. The suspect told police he was at the park with his family, but denied ever touching anyone.
A 36-year-old man is under arrest accused of threatening to kill 2 people with a machete. Niar Ropan is charged with 2 counts of terrorizing, resisting arrest, and obstructing government functions. It happened Sunday morning near the Hemlani apartments in Harmon. The suspect allegedly chased after the 2 victims while yelling, "I'm going to kill you." Police later tracked down the suspect inside one of the apartment units where another person refused to open the door. Following the arrest, authorities overheard the suspect in the back of the patrol car trying to tell his friend to deny that he had a machete. He later admitted to investigators that he had the weapon, but denied ever making that threat.
A 22-year-old man is under arrest accused of attacking another man with a baseball bat. Caleb Joshua Garth is charged with aggravated assault and possession and use of a deadly weapon. It happened early Saturday at a bar in Tumon. Documents state the suspect tried to leave the bar without paying for his bill. Security stopped him. That's when he agreed to leave his ID so that he could come back and pay it later. But the suspect returned with an aluminum bat, allegedly swinging it at the victim and hitting his right hand. Security took the bat away. The suspect took off on a motorcycle, but was later located and arrested by police.
A bad dad will spend 6 months in jail for beating his daughter. In court today, James Niosi entered a plea agreement with the government. He pleaded guilty to family violence as a 3rd-degree felony. Court documents state his 1-year-old daughter was found bruised and bleeding under his watch and required surgery for a broken femur. We should note Niosi was previously arrested in January 2017 after he lied to police and reported his older daughter was in his stolen car in order to effectuate a quicker police response. KUAM files show that false alarm cost GovGuam $6,500. Exactly a year after that incident, he entered a plea agreement with the government for a false alarm as a misdemeanor. No jail time was ordered, but he is required to serve 75 hours of community service and work with the Guam Police Department on community outreach efforts.
Another news, an effort to show their commitment to our island culture, Tea Galleria by DFS kicked off the week showcasing the Hafa-Day spirit. Employees taking the pledge to promote GBB's Hafa-Day commitment to serving tourists visiting our island. GBB's President Nate DeKnight administered the special message memorial pledge. Tea Galleria's first signed on to the initiative in September of 2010.
Sports is next, but here's your island weather.
We know how life can be when you're young, wild and free. That's why GTA hooks it up with the best phones at the best prices to keep you living life to the fullest. Get the Motorola Moto G4 for free and Alcatel A3 XL for only $49. Or the Samsung Galaxy A8 for only $99 with a $50 per month unlimited talk and text plan, including 5 gigs of high-speed data. Visit gta.net or a store for details.
Say hello to the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Hafa-Day. This is Ton. He lives in the island of Tinian. Together with their mentor Bruce and the rest of his peers, Ton keeps the Tinian Teen Center running. The Teen Center does a lot for the youth of this tight-knit community, offering fun activities like paddleboarding sessions, ping pong tournaments, open mic nights, awesome foods, all in an effort to keep the teens of Tinian smart, safe, and drug-free.
Gosh, just look at that view.
Wherever they are, Ton and the rest of the Teen Center can share their message with their island and all of the Marianas. Always fast, always clear. When they go live here, it's fast and clear. When they update their status here, it's fast and clear. When they add to their story here, it's fast and clear. Everywhere fast, everywhere clear with the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Docomo Pacific, better together.
This is pollock, and this is pollock, but they're totally different. One is pollock South Dakota, and the other is real wild-caught Alaska pollock from a certified sustainable fishery. And that's the pollock you'll find in the McDonald's Filet of Fish. So, no matter where you are, you can always get real fish caught sustainably from here. So let's review. This is that one place called pollock, this is real wild-caught Alaska pollock, and this is who can bring it all together, sourced from a sustainable fishery. And it's delicious.
2017 Nissan Altima and Sentra. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring automatic emergency braking that can help stop for you. Take on today. Get to your local Nissan dealer for great offers like this.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We start the show off tonight with boys high school basketball championship highlights. The Knights taking on the Warriors. St. John's looking for that championship title. For the last 20-plus years, they got their shot last Friday at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. Check it out. St. John's and St. Paul meeting up in this year's boys high school finals. Jamar White with the game's first score off the jump ball. The Knights blitzed their opponents, scoring 7 unanswered points after White's bucket to lead 7-2. St. John's continued to pour it on, hitting shot after shot to take a 28-13 first quarter lead. Tony Shea got into foul trouble later in the game, but contributed early. Pull-up jumper drops in for 2. League MVP Michael Min attacking the basket. Nice little hop step and hang time to get the finish at the rim. Takumi Simon was on a mission. Simon knocking down the deep ball in the first quarter. Corner 3, all net, one of his 4 in the quarter. Big man Isaac Min was a force in the paint for St. John's, rebounding and cleaning up around the glass, finishing the game with 15 points. Sim taking it through the lane, going window for the lay-in. St. Paul cut into the Knights' lead, 4:56 into the third quarter, trailing 43-40. Jamar White led the Warriors with 19. D'Angelo Gallardo put up 15 for St. Paul. Takumi Simon put up a game-high 29 for the Knights. Michael Min with the assist to Simon from the corner. The Warriors found themselves against the clock and in foul trouble with time winding down in the game. Jamar White misses on a three-point attempt. Jason Diaz with the putback just a little too late. The Knights are champions once again, 69-66 winners over the Warriors after 20-plus years. The trophy is backing up a Tumon.
Free throws win games. That's what we preach here at St. John's, and we practice it a lot. And you know, in the clutch, free throws are a big thing, so it helped us get the dub.
You know, Coach Peters always emphasizes having a great start, getting the first few points and stops, rebounds, because it sets a tone for the rest of the game, and that's what we did today. Every single day since third grade, I had my eyes on this day, on this trophy, and it's all worth it because all the work I put in with my teammates, man, it's just a blessing.
We've been talked about since the Fab Five in freshman year, and we haven't done it the first 3 years. And our last chance, we finally got it, so it's everything I ever imagined.
The Guam High Panthers picked up the win via the 10-run rule over the Southern High Dolphins in this year's IIAAG Girls Softball League. The win gives Guam High this year's third-place trophy on their home turf. The Lady Islanders were crowned girls softball champions, beating the Academy Cougars 12-6. JFK has won the title 3 out of the last 4 seasons. FD made it 3 rugby championship titles in a row after dominating the Simon Sanchez Sharks 26-7 over at the GW Field. Player of the Year and first team All-Island fly half Matias Calvo, who was also the top point scorer in the league for FD, converted scores for the Friars in the win after dominating the Simon Sanchez Sharks 26-7 over at the GW Field. On the girls' side, the GW Geckos make it 7 straight championships for their school. GW took home the title 15-10 over the Academy Cougars. League MVP and Player of the Year, Alana Garcia led the league in tries and points scored. Garcia would end up scoring the eventual game-winning try for the Lady Geckos. Results now from the 11th annual Ricks Reeve Classic Men's Open Shortboard. First place, Shane Pierre. Second place went to Chris Crimes. Third place went to Tim Ryan. Women's Open Shortboard, Megan Peters took first. Irie Fitzgerald in second. Aki Siatin placed third. Longboard Open, first place winner, Kenny Pierre. Joe Villatora placed second. John Kramer took home third. Sup Surfing Open, first place winner, Jose Gomez. Second place went to Kiko Bustamante. Third place was Jesus Siatin.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
The brand new Nissan Rogue Sport. Now with available Nissan intelligent mobility technologies like automatic emergency braking. Now on the Nissan Rogue family. Take on today. Get to your local Nissan dealer for great offers like this.
Kick it up with the 2018 Payless Kick the Fat 5K Run Walk. Register online before March 15th or register at any Payless store location from March 18th to 23rd. And join us Saturday, March 24 at Paseo Stadium. Showtime at 5 a.m. with go time at 6 a.m. with fireworks at the start. First finishers get Run Guam shirts and Run Guam hats. And stick around after for a community fair and a raffle for a chance to win amazing prizes. With the grand prize of a round-trip ticket to anywhere in Asia, courtesy of United. Kick it up with the 2018 Payless Kick the Fat 5K Run Walk.
To me, Blue Moon pairs really well with Guam because Blue Moon is a beer that's exotically spiced. It's very unique and different than anything else out there in the marketplace. We always want to make sure that they're food friendly. You can pair them up with dishes, practically anything. Ingredients are the malts, the hops, the spices. And we put them together on that canvas, and the finished work of art is our bottle of Blue Moon beer.
Triple J says yes. Zero down? Yes. 1.9% financing? Yes. Easy trade-in? Yes. No payments for 90 days? Yes. We'll have you saying yes, too, to these amazing deals. Like our big boy truck, the Ford F-150 at only $217 per paycheck. Or the top safety pick Mazda CX-5 Sport at only $194 per paycheck. Or turn heads in the Mazda 3 Sport or the sleek and sophisticated Kia Soul. Both for only $129 per paycheck. Visit us online at triplejguam.com. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
We're only 2 days away to the big season premiere of Rise on NBC. From the producers of Hamilton and Friday Night Lights, Rise is a heartening new musical drama inspired by a true story about finding inspiration in unexpected places.
To promote the upcoming series, we sit down with the public school performing arts teachers, the talents, and the trailblazers here at home. Tonight we head down south to check out the Gate Theater program. The Southern High School Theater, Guam's premier stage for large shows, shines no more.
1,000 seats, and it's always empty.
The only stars here? Mold.
And if you look up at the ceiling right there, there is a whole bunch of mold, right? If you look through the orchestra pit, there's a whole bunch of mold growing.
And downstairs, termites eat away at the props and elaborate sets.
We're trying our best to quell that and to solve it, but the money just doesn't seem to be there.
The problem boils down to a broken air conditioning unit. But as the saying goes, the show must go on. Gate Theater director and producer and proud public school product Ernest DeChoco helping to keep the program alive.
Oh my God, I love the kids. You know, most of the time whenever kids join things like this, they need something, either a grade or hours for service learning, and but once you start getting them into it and they start understanding the human side of it, you see a lot of people change, and that's one of the things that I love the most, seeing these kids change from someone who's shy or someone who's apathetic and get touched by the arts and or get moved by the arts and the community that it creates, and all of a sudden they blossom into something more.
Their upcoming show, Shrek the Musical, is set for April 4th and 5th in a different venue.
Thank God we were able to find the facility that was able to house us, which is the Phoenix Center, Father Dueñas Phoenix Center. And we're barely managing some of the costs. It's been tough. We really have to be super resourceful and creative.
And learning to improvise is just one of the many skills you'll learn in theater. That and how to be human.
Without the arts, I think we become kind of robotic, and we get into a routine, and we forget how to feel and how to interact with one another on a human level. So I think that's one of the things that is so important for us to teach each other. And if we were to focus more on the arts and the fine arts and how we live as human beings, then I think we can really solve a lot of our issues that deal with our social problems.
And if theater really can fix the world's problems, why not support?
I think people should try it. I think that parents should encourage it. I think parents should